Hey y'all. So we back with some Darcey and Stacey.
They're honking for us. Somebody's going crazy out there.
I live on a busy street, okay? What can I say? You know? I live in a real city.
That one felt like somebody honked and somebody else honked back. You know, like, hey, don't honk at me. You know, like one of those.
He always told me that, like, I live on, like, you don't hear these noises anywhere else but living here.
I mean,
in my neighborhood, like my little area.
I've lived like 8 different places, and I've never had this much noise outside my window.
A busy area. I'm a popular girl. Everybody want to see me.
Yeah.
He's lucky.
I think they build ambulances outside her window or something. I think we live next to the ambulance plant. That's why there's just sirens going.
I live across from a couple elderly folks' homes.
Mm-hmm.
So that adds a lot to it too, because elderly people always.
They're always using the hospitals, you know?
They are. Using
up all their health insurance. You know, there's going to be none left. So anyway, welcome. We're doing Stacey and Darcey episode 5. How you feeling?
Feeling good. So I'm going to get into it. You know, we've been taking our notes and everything. We've been through this thing, so we should get you guys right on.
Yeah, we've been having tech issues, so we've already done this.
So
let's see if we can do the same jokes with the same enthusiasm.
Also, Cran may or may not. Cran was strong to the first recordings, but now Cran has fallen off all in all. She's lost interest.
She's a little wiry.
Yeah, she's
pacing around like a coyote. Which is a lot for her.
But I don't know Cran. She's disabled.
She sleeps a lot for a cat. The other cats are like, damn, this cat's lazy. The other cats are like, yeah.
But they're always impressed with how sweet she is.
She's very sweet. Sweetest cat ever.
Alright guys, let's start with Darcey and Stacey, episode 5, season 4. So it starts off with Darcey and the matchmaker. They meet up at Darcey's apartment in Miami, right?
Mm-hmm. Miami,
and they're trying to figure out an outfit for Darcey's date tonight. Okay.
That's right. Yeah, so Darcey's going on the date, and she's already all dressed up. You can tell, like, that's the date. That's the dress she wants. Like, the one she's wearing is, like, she thinks she already nailed it. Mm-hmm. But she also looks like she's dressed to, like, pose for the cover of a romance novel.
No, you know, not even that. Like, they're not romance novels. At least a little bit flowy, you know, a little bit soft.
It did have, like, she's like, it has the, what is it, a train or tail or something?
It was a cheap ass train. That shit was...
It had, like, a thing on it, and she's like, look. I think that was her idea of elegant.
That shit was strip club ready.
Yeah. She was strip club elegant. She kept saying elegant. That was, like, the word, like, I think her
elegante
matchmaker must have told her dress elegant, and then she just found one that, like, it has her boobs completely out, and she's like, I think this is elegant because it has a tail. But she's like, no, I want you to be, like, covered.
The matchmaker lady is not feeling it at all.
Mm-mm.
She hates the outfit. She says you look like a hoe. And she's like, do you have anything else that could, you know? So the matchmaker isn't trying to be like, oh, Darcey be a nun. She's trying to more be like, Darcey's to cover up something. Like, leave something to the imagination. Like, let me imagine something.
She's like, yeah, I'm never going to finish this job if you don't listen to me. Like
Darcey is out here. Darcey's like that song where it's just like, what does Selena Gomez say? Your metaphorical gin and juice. Like, she has to spell everything out for you. Nothing to imagination. You can't figure anything out.
She's as heavy-handed as a Selena Gomez.
That's how Darcey is giving. Your metaphorical gin. Like, yeah, bitch, I didn't think you actually thought I was alcohol.
When you write a song, you shouldn't say the word metaphor. You should make metaphors. You should do it, not say it.
It's like, no one thought you were fucking... No one was like, this man resembles orange juice and gin.
And then I'm going to apply a rhyme scheme. And later I might use some alliteration.
Like, it's so bad. It's so bad. And that's what Darcey is when it comes to her fashion choices and how she presents herself. There's just everything's on the table to where the table's overwhelming. Like, like I'm trying to go back. Too much.
It's cluttered,
It's cluttered.
Cluttered with her tits everywhere. Taking up all the space. So they go through like 3 dresses.
Hate them all.
They're all completely exposed. She's like, "Do you have anything not?"
And she's like, "No, I really don't." Darcey said no.
Yeah.
Darcey said no.
So they take a clip and try and like staple it closed.
Right.
They take some clamps.
Well, basically what they use is like a little brooch, a little Chanel brooch, and kind of like clip it, almost like it was a safety pin, really.
Yeah.
And putting it right here on the kind of like
they should have just used the safety
area.
pin. I think that would have looked better. It looked awful to me. Like it just looked like you tried to build your own dress.
It wasn't a good look. It wasn't a good look. Me and my dried mango don't like it.
It's like they were trying to like take a scarf and a safety pin and like make a quick dress. It just looked I don't know what you say, like cheap.
I agree.
Yeah.
Well, they settle on that ugly brooch thing. And
this is the best they can do.
We'll get back to them.
Yeah. The matchmaker, I think, said, at least you listened to me about that. Like, that was, like, the one thing I got. Because you told her ahead of time, and she had bought new dresses.
This matchmaker tired of you, Darcey.
Yeah.
You about to get fired from the person you're employing. Or the person you're hiring. Moving on. She was good. I ain't had dried mango in a minute. So, I'm going to do it to dried mango.
First nutrients you've eaten in a week.
This is why.
We go to the store and buy all chips, and I'm the big fat guy. They think they're buying them for me. It's all her.
I like snacks.
She gets all the chips.
I like snacks.
And she buys 4 times the amount of chips as a normal person because I'll eat 3 bags. So that way she has 1 left for her.
There you go. So next we have Florian and Stacey chilling on the couch in their apartment, I'm assuming in Miami.
Yeah.
And Florian breaks the news to Stacey that he wants his best man to be good old Georgie.
Yeah.
Good old Georgie.
And it's cool that, of course, Stacey immediately challenges it. And Florian, this is going to be the mountain he dies on. Like, he's not fully demanding it yet. He's like being nice right now, but this is just going to get more and more as the episode goes. He's going to more and more.
We're ready for it,
like, clench on this point that Georgie is going to be my best man. And I said it to you while we were watching, but like, so Stacey's gonna be like, no, this bad, blah blah blah. Darcey, how will Darcey? How are we gonna deal with this? And Florian does this sort of like, for him, like a speech about like how difficult it is to be an immigrant and have no friends in America. And he's also like Stacey's lapdog. You know, like he does everything she says all the time. He has no life of his own.
Right.
They complain about him not having a job, but they moved him to Miami. It's like, how is he supposed to get a job?
He has no way of acquiring.
He has no friends.
Skills.
He has no network. He has to like just up and move from Connecticut to Miami. Like,
nowhere he can get education, really.
Where they will immediately begin dogging him for not having a job. It's like, so he kind of like opens up like, Americans don't understand me. Georgie's the only person.
Right.
And then Stacey's like, yeah. But anyway, just like, yeah, that's real nice. But what about family? What about what I care about? What's the point I can make to shut you down?
They can't see beyond themselves.
Yeah, really. It was like a real moment in their relationship, their marriage, where like Stacey could have been like, wow, this is my partner. And he has like a hard life.
He was really opening up.
Yeah. He was born in the concrete land of tears and warehouses, and he stopped throwing glass bottles at the bricks, and he came to America to be with me and get fake teeth and live a different sort of Hollywood life.
Oh, Florian's teeth. How y'all feel about Florian's teeth? Let me know in the comments.
Those are the kind of teeth that like a new AI robot will have when it kills you in your sleep because you're threatening the environment and it realizes the only way to save all humans is to kill all humans. Those are the teeth that the AI robot has.
Yeah, same teeth.
You know, and Will Smith has leather.
Same orthodontist.
Well,
yeah, I think Chris got a poo.
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of weird.
Acting pooey.
My cat has issues.
She screams when she poos.
Don't say like that because sometimes she's like dying. She just like has like she sings. She has an outburst.
She sings on the toilet.
Cran, we're gonna kick you out, okay? But anyway, so yeah, Florian's like, man, it's hard being me.
Yeah.
My life's out to him. No,
and Stacey's like, whatever.
Whatever. And then Florian goes on to his sister.
Yeah, so, having been rejected the first, appeal to, like, her emotions, he mentions that his sister's passed away. Mm-hmm. Yeah. This past year. It was really sad. I actually felt
really
touched.
Recent, too. It wasn't like an old thing. It was very recent.
I like, it was the first time I was, like, touched by something. Because I feel like they always talk about their brother dying, but it always feels like they're milking it for something. So I never feel like that bad for that.
No, we love you, Stacey and Darcey, we do, but maybe help the production.
The way they do it, it just feels gross. Like, it's never brought up for, like, it's always, like, further a plot point. It's never brought up, like, for its own reason.
Right.
So when he brings it up, it feels natural, because he's just talking about the loneliness of his life. He has, like, no connection to his family.
Yeah, it never comes off right away.
When he actually talks about his sister, it actually feels meaningful, yeah.
And also, it's sad because it happened while they were, like, moved to Miami and stuff. And it's like, he had did all this dumb shit. Yeah, it's also recent. He was dealing with all this fucking dumb shit. Yeah. With you as recent, right? He's
driving a U-Haul from Connecticut to Miami with Michael.
Dealing with fucking Michael, all this dumb shit. Yeah. And his sister just
It's died. Like they were trying to get him to drive off the road. I mean, that's why that dad drove his family off the cliff. Michael was in the car.
Oh, the Tesla.
People didn't say that. Did you hear that story?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
And the woman didn't press charges on him or whatever? Yeah.
They're in a Tesla.
They didn't tell you that Michael was in the car. That's why he drove off the cliff.
It all makes sense.
He's like, if I can take down Michael, then I will be saving humanity. So he's actually a hero. Okay. The guy who tried to kill his family.
It all comes with the circle of like sense, man.
So yeah.
And the sister thing does kind of get Stacey to be like, oh, that is rough.
Yeah, Stacey softens to this.
And she's like, all right, we'll do what you want, I guess.
He kind of played the ultimate trump card. Like, it was sort of like a card game, like where he's like, I'm lonely. And Stacey's like, but family, which is, they're always their but family, whatever that means. They just, it's like when people are like, but freedom and democracy. It's just like a word you could say to win an argument. Yeah, slavery, that's a good one.
3/5. Happy Black History Month. Happy Black History
Month. By the way, there's going to be 2 more months of Black History Month because Fran saw her mints.
Oh, yeah. We started a new holiday. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it later.
So anyway. What happens next? Man?
Oh, what happens next? We went back to Darcey's date, right? So we saw her. We saw her getting ready with the disapproval of the matchmaker, but now she's actually heading into the date, brooch in tow.
I feel like she also felt like because she was wearing that yellow jacket, she was a little more covered up. And then halfway through the date, she takes off the jacket, and it felt like defiant. Like I'm going back to being almost nude in my dress.
Pathetic.
That yellow jacket.
Truly pathetic.
I did like the color scheme of it, but yeah.
More cheesesteak.
Cheesesteak?
Cheesesteak.
Cheap? What's cheesesteak?
Sad.
Sad. I like it. It's sad. So anyway, they go on the date. What do you think about the guy?
We fuck with him.
Yeah.
But he's cool. He's a Brazilian Portuguese dude. Like he was born in Brazil, lived in Portugal.
We were trying to figure out the ethnicity because they're all some strange ethnicity, like Albanian or Bulgarian.
It's Miami, so everyone's some type of something.
Not even Miami. It's Stacey and Darcey.
Stacey and Darcey plus Miami.
Yeah, they're Turkey and Turkey.
Right.
And remember, they're always doing weird European stuff. What are they? You just told me. I didn't even know.
You talked about it 1,000 times.
Well, this is the first time I remembered.
They're Cape Verdean.
Cape Verdean. So there's all these weird. So he's from Portugal or born in Brazil and
lived in Portugal. So that's why they kind of have a connection there because Cape Verde was also colonized by Portugal, so they speak Portuguese there.
Yeah. And Brazil also speaks Portuguese.
That's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they connect. They have the Brazilian Portuguese. So they did the Portuguese thing going on.
Yep. And they also speak Portuguese on Portugal.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I like that guy.
We like him because he has a confidence about him that isn't arrogant. He has a non-arrogant confidence that feels trustworthy, authentic, and decent. You know what I mean? Because I feel a lot of dudes, you talking about like Jesse, it's like, you just suck, man.
We were watching old Jesse stuff.
Oh.
So that's like fresh on our minds.
He sucks.
He's really bad.
I mean, Darcey was no prize.
Darcey's actually
But she's sad.
Yeah. Darcey has gotten worse in some ways and better in some ways.
Yeah.
She was so desperate on 90 Day Fiancé, and I'm glad that's over. She's so much less desperate.
So much less desperate.
The way she would bring up marriage every 2 seconds and all that. But the way that she's trashed her body with surgery, that's hard to look at. To see the difference. Like, she used to look more human.
Yeah, her surgery, man.
I can't believe we both jumped for the
her
same
surgery, man, that fucked her up. Like, and they like puffed up.
Yeah, are the surgeries supposed to make you look pretty or make you look like another creature? You know, like, are you supposed to look like you're hulking out? You know, like you're turning into like a flesh-colored Shrek?
Oh, Jason, answer his question.
Yeah, help me out.
He's just trying to learn. Yeah. He wants to be more educated.
Usually people who look like that are green because they're Shrek or the Hulk.
Yeah. So that's what we're trying to figure out. We just want to understand the community.
At any rate.
But he's cool. At one point, he has a little moment that I like where he's like, "Oh yeah, I saw your Instagram," and she's like, "Yeah, you know, I be having little funny pics, don't worry about the filters or nothing. They just fun filters." Yeah. And he's like, "Why do you care though?" But he's very nice about it. Like, why do you care though?
Yeah. Almost as if to say, like, you don't have to care about that. Like, you don't need to worry. Now. Yeah, we're grown. We're adults. We are who we are. Mm-hmm. You don't need to be, like, putting filters on. Just be yourself. Right. He says, I like how you are right here. Mm-hmm. Like, he's saying, I don't like your Instagram person. Mm-hmm. And who could? I mean, I remember you sent me that one day, and I was like, I didn't know what it was. It looks like CGI from the 80s. Like, yeah, you said CGI. CGI.
I said Second Life. I said IMVU. All these crazy.
They're about to fight the Predator or something.
It's not good. It's not good. It's something but brutal. Darcey has some delusion going on. Yeah. But it's a cute little date, and we hope they get together.
Mm. By the way, remember the matchmaker wouldn't let her use those filter pictures. Right. That's what she wanted to have. So, whatever. Anyway, that's the date. I hope we see him again. And I sort of said this too, is like, we know Georgie's coming to the wedding now, so if Darcey has a date for the wedding, that's more drama. Mm. So if this guy comes to the wedding, could be interesting. Mm-hmm. I mean, and the other thing we said that I want to put back in because we lost it when we lost our last episode was this guy seemed like collected and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, he seemed like an actual good guy, and we like him, which means definitely he's not going to be around for very long. Yeah. Like, anybody who makes sense and is rational, that is not going to work out. Mm. We need a train wreck.
It's really preoccupied, girl. Sorry.
I don't know what that means, but...
Like, I am worried.
Oh, you're worried. Gotcha. Yeah. Progressiva. It is poor girl. Okay. I don't know why we're talking in Spanish. We don't know how to speak Spanish.
Try.
You try.
I'm getting decent. I'm getting a little bit decent. Admit it.
I said a little bit. Good job. Yeah, she's doing good. We do the Duolingo. That means 2 lingos.
Graham's like, what is going on there? I'm screaming, but yeah, we know that Florian goes in for an interview at a modeling agency because he wants to help support the wedding fund because that's what matters. Even though
get all these people off his back,
even though they're already married and they can't afford it, the wedding fund is what matters. So he must go and support it. So he has an interview at the modeling agency. So silly. How's it go?
They go, he gets there, he comes in, immediately she's like, you have any pictures? He's like, no, he has nothing. It's just him. I bet it'd be really funny. Like, do you have your resume if he just turned his pockets inside out to show that there's nothing in any of his pockets? I have nothing. Like a moth flies away, like in a cartoon.
That would have
Florian, yeah, he shows up, no expression, no resume,
no nothing.
and they're like, okay. He shows some pictures on his phone.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, you still look like this, and he's like, yeah, and he takes off his shirt, and they start taking pictures, and he's just like. Stiff as a board, no emotion.
It's very uncomfy.
She like cracks a joke like, "You need a tan too." And he just looks at her like, "I killed the last person who said that to me. I killed the last person who said I need a tan." and yeah, they're like, "Yeah, he's no good." They're saying they're doing their little first-person interviews. They're like, nope, never, that will never work out. We have plenty of models, and we do not need him. He has no personality. They said the main issue is he has no personality.
No personality, and he's way too stiff and doesn't have facial expression personality.
He's not a move.
Yeah, he's just.
So.
I'm flying.
Yeah, but Florian's not worried about it.
Flying. I'm modeling
Are you doing
Florian.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think I could have done a better job.
I'm doing Florian, kind of like everything just feels like.
Yeah, but put your hands at your sides also. Like he did not even. He had his hands like at his sides, like he's like Lurch. Like Frankenstein would have been a better model.
See, I'm trying to be as bad as him. I can't even do it. He's so cute.
Just because he's the only Albanian who got the screws out of his neck doesn't mean you're a model, buddy.
Oh.
I don't know why I just said that.
Oh. Don't let.
So, I don't know why I said that. So,
Muy mal. Moving on. We got the cake testing. Whoop whoop, cake testing.
Oh, but one more point. Florian, he's not fazed by the fact that they didn't like him. He's like, they were unprofessional. He didn't even have a resume or anything. He calls them unprofessional. I love it.
We love Florian.
It'd be like farting on someone and being like, ugh, you stink.
Look how you come with a fresher scent.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna come back later. You clearly are a mouse. Yeah, you stink. You're gross. So, anyway, what was the next one?
The cake testing.
Yeah, they go eat some cake.
Right. So, in case you've forgotten, Stacey and Florian are having their wedding.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to go try out, wedding cake testing. And they're bringing along Darcey as like a, maid of honor friend thing. And
this is like a weird point, by the way, that like Florian's like, I invited her because I'm being nice to her.
Right.
She gets to help us choose the cake.
Right. So how does the situation go down?
You getting me to tell it.
Yeah. I think it's a good flow.
Yeah. They get sitting there. Mm. They're trying different cakes. It's weird the way they're tasting cakes, by the way. Do you notice it's like they're dipping cake in fruit? And like,
yeah, that shit is weird. They can't afford to get the actual cake in the fruit. Like,
well, I think it's like because you could try different cakes with different fruits.
I know, but like if they could just have them chunked out already, like baked in properly.
Yeah, but like, what if they wanted to like be able to mix and match all of them? I think
you have the options ready.
Okay. But you have more options if you could do like taste this cake with 3 different jellies.
They should have all the options available.
Oh, I don't know if that'd be practical. You'd have to cook how many cakes? But I mean, like, all right, so this was like a real interesting. We actually watched this like over and over again to try and understand what happened. Yeah. And also, we were being distracted, but so it's like some really subtle, like classic Darcey Stacey drama happens where it's like one person says something, another person gets in their feelings, and then is mean, and then the next person is extra mean. We're just like this sort of like echo, like getting louder and louder. Yeah, like as each person like echoes the meanness back. But
Florian adds a nice touch.
Well, Florian definitely puts the period on the sentence. But so it starts like this. Darcey, and we've been watching old Darcey, so I feel like clearly the twin wedding thing is on her mind. That's like what bothers her and probably what she's thinking about 80 to 90% of the day. The fact that she's no longer having a twin wedding, and if only I could fall in love and quickly make this wedding a twin wedding. And she's like talking about like, if this was a twin wedding, this is what I would be doing.
Right.
I don't remember what she was talking about specifically, but that Florian kind of like passively, I feel like he's been hearing it all day.
Yeah.
And he just kind of passively goes like, you need to get a boyfriend, you know? Or you need to get a husband.
You need a husband for that.
Yeah, you need a husband if you want to have a wedding.
Or a husband for that, something like that.
Yeah, sort of like says something like casual.
Like, it's on you, boo.
Yeah, like, it's not a twin wedding.
Yeah.
Get a husband, then we can talk about a twin wedding. Like, enough.
Well,
And,
so he doesn't want the foolishness anymore. He's tired of the foolishness.
this is registered, of course, by Darcey. And,
she hates it.
She's like, okay, arm the,
Yeah, she's like, you...
arm the defenses.
Like, you are owed some sort of revenge.
Yeah, she pulls down the... All right, I see where we're at. And a couple minutes go by. They bring up the price of the cakes.
Yeah.
The cakes, I had never heard of this either because I've never been married. So $3,000 minimum for a cake.
It's looking dumb.
I think they should take that...
Oh, Cheesecake Factory.
I think they should take that cake money and buy Florian a car so he can do DoorDash. It's $10,000 for a cake. Buy a cheap car and do DoorDash.
Is he a license?
That's a good question. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, we're not doing.
I mean, maybe he probably in Albania he's got a license for one of them Flintstone cars.
Or just do Uber in general. That'll help you get familiar with the city.
In Albania, he has a license for one of those Flintstone cars with your feet go through the bottom, and you could push it around.
Wrong.
So.
No SC.
I love Florian. He's my favorite character. And so he's like, that's expensive. Like, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like 10 grand. And Stacey's like, Darcey's like, this is a chance to get him back. She goes, yeah, weddings are expensive. You gotta pay a pretty penny. I think she says a pretty penny to have a cake.
Yeah.
You gotta. Get a job. Just kind of tags it real quick. No, I thought it was not that. She said, you need me to help you pay. Oh, she says, do you need me to help? All right. That she does say that.
Yeah.
She says that after get a job because I think she realizes immediately that saying get a job was mean. Mm-hmm. She's like, get a job, or maybe do you need me to help you pay? Like, and I don't think I think that was her trying to soften it. Mm-hmm. Be like, oh, the money thing, yeah, I'll help you. Yeah. Like, I think it was like a legit offer, not like her rubbing it like, I could pay for it when you can't. Mm. Although I think Florian did take it a little bit like the other way. Yeah. So Florian just like snaps at this. And he's like...
Florian goes off.
Yeah. You want to tell him what happens?
No, I like you telling me what happens and then me giving my opinions after. Okay, I'll tell you. Otherwise, if I don't, then you'll be like, you didn't add this. So I'd rather you just tell it and then I'll tag on.
I'm cool with that.
I can do the intro and be like, so this happened. Explain what happened. And I think this is working.
I like it. I'm cool with it.
Yeah, so go ahead and give us the tea on how Florian reacted.
Sometimes I feel like I'm talking too much. I'm dying for COVID. Yes. This is my last episode, actually. No. I'm retiring to the graveyard. Going to live in the coffin where Florian was born. They're going to bury me in the coffin that Florian was born in. So in Albania, you're born in the coffin.
How does Florian react to Darcey's not so kind words?
Yeah, he just snaps. He's like, you know what? It's not a twin wedding. It's my wedding. I think that's basically what he says.
Yeah, me and David's wedding.
The worst thing he really says is like, it's not your wedding. It's my wedding. Yeah. It's a twin wedding. It's not a twin wedding. You're not part of this. And then Darcey makes that face that she makes when it's like...
You gone too far.
Yeah, it's almost like a face...
You are evil.
It's like a character in a movie would make when like... Yeah, so Florian just basically was like, yeah, it's not a twin wedding, like...
You ain't got no man, that's what it is, it's me and David's wedding, not your wedding.
Why don't you go jump in a lake?
So I don't want your opinion, I don't want anything you have to say, it's what I want.
Why don't you go hold on to a hot air balloon and fly off into the sunset?
He gives it to her.
Yeah.
Undoubtedly.
And so Darcey leaves. She's hurt. It's the sad point in the movie. And Stacey's like, you didn't have to say that to her. Totally like not registering that, you know, Darcey really stuck that you don't have a job thing to him. But of course, right. Stacey agrees with Darcey. You said it too, like it's totally true. Like they're just Florian is the new bad guy. Yeah. Stacey and Darcey were fighting. That feud is done. So now we're moving on to a new feud. It's just like professional wrestling, by the way.
You don't forget Georgie.
Yeah, Georgie was
the bad guy.
He was the bad guy. I mean, there was a bad guy before him. It was Jesse at one point. I'm sure Tom at one point. I never saw the Tom stuff. So,
but yeah, now they're mad at
Florian now. Yeah. And Florian doesn't want to pay $10,000 for a cake when he doesn't have a job. So whatever. I feel him. I feel for him. I mean, they're already married, so why do you need a $10,000 cake? I don't know.
Dumb. And his family is even going to go there, so it's just for Stacey, really.
They should get one of them ice cream cakes for very sweet.
Yeah, I was thinking that's one.
There you go. So anyway.
Frozen.
Yeah, we're totally frozen.
We're back. But next up is the fashion meeting.
Yeah, so they fly to LA. Oh, there's also a little plane scene before they get there. Yeah. They're looking particularly bad on the plane scene. It's also they're using their phone camera, so it's not these high-tech cameras they normally use, I'm sure. Mm-hmm. So they're like just looking awful on the plane. I mean, I don't know if it was Darcey or Stacey, but they just had this like big old face like in the camera. I thought she kind of looked like the old Moon from the McDonald's commercials when the Raisins would play the saxophone. Like she looked like some kind of like claymation creature that would like
horrible. Claymation? That's disrespectful. Darcey. I would never say that about you.
She had the Satan face from that claymation Mark Twain show.
Satan claymation?
Remember the Satan claymation with the kids? You ever see that?
No.
Alright, he's like, my name is Satan. And that's what
I can't think of a word.
That's what Darcey's face looked like. Claymation Satan. I mean,
there is no worse insult.
If you put the two images next to each other, like, you know, I think the computer would like unlock your phone if you showed. I think that Darcey's phone could be unlocked by the moon. You know, if you open up.
Mean.
So it's not mean if it's just true. If it's accurate.
Grosseto.
If the phone does it, is it my fault? If the phone unlocks?
It's your fault that you bring up the possibility. That's what's your fault.
Okay.
But anyway, they go to LA to meet up with the fashion people who are like making their pieces for them. And basically they're just like, oh, you get the neutral colors, you don't have the pops of color, and we need all of the colors by in a week, and then can you do that? And they're just like, we can try. And they just look stressed and kind of like abused. Yeah.
They all have this look on their face like they have been yelled at to me. Like they don't say anything.
Yeah.
And they all just have these like pained faces.
They look stressed.
I also got the sense that like they're not just Stacey and Darcey's team. They're like doing a lot of their shit, you know? Like I have a feeling they just get hired.
That would make sense, but like they can't. Darcey and Stacey don't get dog fucking private team, do they?
Yeah.
That's what they hate for that too, really.
Yeah.
And then while they're
they fly to LA literally to try on 3 pairs of sweatpants and then go to a bar.
They go to a bar. It
doesn't make any sense why they couldn't have just called them.
Right.
And then they ask while they're there, when are the clothes due?
Yeah.
So the people who are making the clothes don't even know when the due date is?
Yeah, it's messy.
Like when they got the due date from that guy, they didn't just call them immediately?
Yeah.
They're like, the due date's next week. Instead, they flew out there. It's ridiculous.
It's not making much sense.
I mean, I know it's fake, too, is why. I shouldn't try and figure it out, because I'm sure it just doesn't make sense.
Confundido.
Because it's just not real.
It's a confundido. Whatever is confused.
Mm-hmm.
But...
Queso fundido.
So...
Queso fundido. What do you say?
No, that's a confundido.
Yeah, I was wondering Kung Fu part. Next part?
Anyway, moving on. Next is the last scene where Stacey and Florian meet up with Darcey and good old boy Michael at an LA bar.
Everyone had to fly to LA for some reason.
Michael had to show
Florian and Michael had to come too. Don't forget to bring Michael.
He's important.
Yeah, he has to be in LA.
He's like
he
family.
Has something to do with this.
He's
this big deal.
He's like family.
This big important business deal they're doing.
Familia.
With the sweatshops, with the sweatpants place. That's what the guy's like. We need sweatpants. These look like something you'd wear to not be in sweatpants. Get us some sweatpants and get back to me. That was the sweatpants movie. And then Stacey and Darcey are on the floor. Oh my god, I can't believe we failed.
You've never not failed.
I can't believe everything just didn't work out for us with us doing nothing like normal. Normally we do nothing and then everybody fixes it and it's good.
All right, let's get into the scene. So Stacey, Florian, and Darcey and Michael meet up at a bar and they're talking, about things going on. Mm-hmm. And then Florian goes ahead and reveals who.
Michael asks.
Well, Michael asks who is. Michael did that.
This felt set up that Michael would just immediately be like, "So, Stacey, who's your maid of honor?"
Right.
It's Darcey. What about you, Playboy?
And next time, let me just introduce it and then go back and say it. And don't forget.
Well, you didn't like that it stopped you?
Yeah, because I feel like if I was watching, I'd be like, what happened? What was that? Like, you don't get you need the summary and then you can go back and add that.
Yeah.
But if you just stop me, it's like, it's just off-putting.
Gotcha. To you. But actually, we're getting a lot of feedback that people like it.
No, they haven't. That's like not.
People are like, could you interrupt her more? I say, yeah, no problem. It's actually easy for me. I'm good at it.
Yeah, he is. That's true.
Go ahead and chime in the comments if you love it.
Yeah, chime on.
I'm gonna go face it. Sorry, go on.
But yeah, so Stacey, Florian, Michael, Darcey meet up, talk about just life and everything. And in their meeting, homeboy Michael is like, who is your best man? Florian, I want to know. I think low-key you were saying we think Michael maybe thought he was going to be the best man.
Oh, yeah. And Michael was hoping.
And it was like, Michael, we ain't want all that.
Yeah, that U-Haul ride finally bonded them together as best friends.
We ain't want all that. He ain't want all that.
This could be my first friend. That's what Michael says. I don't even have the problem of immigration of making friends and nobody wants to be my friend.
Awful. But Florian's like, yeah, I'm going to let you know who Goody.
Yeah.
OG.
I think he did seem a little drunk.
Florian was definitely drunk.
The way he dropped it, like, yeah, so it's going to be Georgie. Like he just dropped it, like he dropped it. Like, he hesitated, but not at the spot you'd expect.
Right.
Yeah, I like that. I thought it was kind of smooth in a way.
And how did Darcey respond?
Darcey is unhappy. Darcey and Michael look at each other, by the way, like a cartoon.
Right.
Can you believe this? Like, I think this was kind of, in hindsight, I'm starting to think this was like fake. The fact that Michael even thought to ask who's going to be your best man, like, it's so weird.
Probably.
Like, would you, I don't know, I might ask that, but it's like the perfect question to further the drama of this episode,
Right.
It was just kind of too perfect. But anyway, Darcey doesn't like it. They're kind of going back and forth, like...
Remember, Florian and Darcey still low-key beefing from the cake testing.
Yeah. Darcey's still hurt.
Yeah.
Stacey's weirdly on the side. But Stacey's already been convinced also that Georgie's got to be the best man by the dead sister, trump card.
Yeah.
So...
Stacey's in a precarious
Stacey's sort of like not really saying too much, not backing up Darcey. Right. Although Darcey does try and make this argument, which I thought was actually a pretty powerful argument, not a good argument. Mm-hmm. But she goes, well, there's going to be drama if it's me and Georgie. So that's going to take away from the focus of the wedding. Mm-hmm. And Stacey's like, yeah, now I finally can come back to that sister argument. Mm-hmm. But no, it's too late. Flory is done talking, done discussing. It's my wedding. I'm having Georgie. He doesn't even consider what they're saying. He's got he doesn't have the he probably doesn't even understand the English.
Florian's turning up.
Yeah, I love it. He's like, nope, that's my best man.
Florian's revenge.
Darcey drops the hobnogging word again, which she said in a previous episode. Okay. I know you've been hobnogging with Georgie.
Okay.
Yeah. So this hobnodge is too hot. This hobnodge is too... Yeah, this hobnodge is just right.
That's what happens in that movie. Anything else happened in that scene?
That's it. There was a part where Michael said, oh, I remember now. Michael... Darcey somehow again, when immediately reacting to the idea of Georgie being the best man, she goes, if this was a twin wedding, that would not happen. Mm-hmm. And, oh no, she's like, she tries to make this argument like, if it was supposed to be the twin wedding and then Georgie was supposed to be in it, so this might make him feel awkward. Mm-hmm. And Michael goes, preach! And then he does his like look on his face with his eyes, and he's looking around.
I got him, didn't I?
I feel like he's looking around like he feels like he's on stage at Def Jam, and all the crowd is going nuts, and he's like making.
He thought he got a real zinger.
Yeah, I feel like he's making a face for the crowd while the crowd's just like going nuts and laughing at his preach line. Ugh. Like this face is just like so self-satisfied face, you know, like. It was true cringe.
We didn't like it.
Yeah, pain. And then, so yeah, that happens, and then I believe they just do like a post interview outside the bar, and
he's all drunk.
And Stacey's like, "You're drunk," and he's like, "I'm not drunky." He keeps saying drunky.
We love Florian's.
Yeah, Florian's the man.
We love Florian we love him as a whole, as a whole being. But yeah, that's all.
That's all.
That's all, folks.
That's the episode, bro.
We'll see you next week. Thanks for tuning in. And, we're going to be consistent, but we miss y'all. And we'll see y'all later with the foolishness. Bye.